Daniel in the Lions. The account of Daniel in the lion's den is one of the most compelling and well-loved stories in the Bible, illustrating the power of unwavering faith, divine intervention, and God's sovereignty over human affairs. Found in Daniel 6, this narrative is a cornerstone of Jewish and Christian traditions, inspiring countless generations with its timeless message of courage and trust in God. Historical context. The story unfolds during the reign of Darius the Mede, a ruler in the Medo-Persian Empire who succeeded the Babylonian kingdom after its fall. This was a time of significant transition and consolidation of power, and the empire's administrative structure was designed to maintain control over its vast territories. Among the notable figures of this period was Daniel, a Jewish exile who had risen to remarkable prominence despite his foreign origin and faith. Daniel's ascent in the Babylonian and Medo-Persian courts was extraordinary. Known for his exceptional wisdom, unyielding integrity, and ability to interpret dreams and visions, Daniel had faithfully served under several kings, including Nebuchadnezzar, who had recognized his God-given insight, and Belshazzar, during whose reign the Babylonian Empire fell. By the time of Darius's reign, Daniel was likely in his 80s, yet his reputation as a man of wisdom and steadfastness remained unmatched. Darius, seeking capable administrators to govern his empire, appointed Daniel as one of 3 top officials responsible for overseeing 120 satraps, provincial governors. Among his peers, Daniel distinguished himself with extraordinary capabilities, so much so that Darius planned to elevate him over the entire kingdom, Daniel 6:3. This plan highlighted Daniel's unparalleled competence, but also became the catalyst for brewing resentment and jealousy among his colleagues. The plot against Daniel. Daniel's rivals, unable to find any fault or corruption in his conduct, recognized that his deep devotion to his God was the only potential avenue for undermining him. They schemed to manipulate this devotion by crafting a plan that would pit Daniel's faith against his loyalty to the king. Feigning allegiance to Darius, they proposed a decree that capitalized on the king's pride and desire for unified loyalty. The decree stipulated that for 30 days, no one could pray to any god or human other than Darius. Violators of this edict would be thrown into the lion's den, Daniel 6:7-9. This cunning plan was designed not only to target Daniel, but to do so in a way that seemed to honor the king's authority, ensuring the decree's swift enactment. Darius, perhaps flattered by the suggestion and unaware of the conspirators' true intentions, signed the decree into law. By the unalterable law of the Medes and Persians, once the decree was signed, it could not be revoked, setting the stage for a dramatic conflict between Daniel's faithfulness to God and his obedience to royal authority. Daniel's faithful response. In the face of a royal decree that threatened his very life, Daniel's response was one of unwavering faith and quiet defiance rooted in devotion to God. The decree explicitly forbade prayer to any deity or person other than King Darius for 30 days, but Daniel did not waver in his spiritual discipline. As was his habit, he went to his upstairs room, opened the windows facing Jerusalem, a gesture symbolizing hope and connection to his homeland, and knelt in prayer 3 times a day, offering thanks to God, Daniel 6:10. This act was not motivated by rebellion or pride, but by a steadfast commitment to his relationship with God. Daniel's actions illustrate a profound truth. His allegiance to God took precedence over the laws of man, especially when those laws conflicted with his faith. Predictably, Daniel's enemies were watching. Seizing the opportunity they had created, they caught him in the act of prayer and immediately brought the matter to King Darius. The conspirators reminded the king of the irrevocability of Medo-Persian laws, leaving Darius trapped by his decree. Though Darius admired Daniel and was deeply distressed by the situation, he was bound by the unchangeable law and reluctantly ordered Daniel to be cast into the lion's den. Yet Darius expressed a glimmer of hope, saying to Daniel, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." Daniel 6:16. The miracle in the lion's den. The night Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, tension enveloped the palace. To prevent any tampering, a stone was rolled over the den's entrance and sealed with the king's and nobles' signets. This act symbolizes the finality of Daniel's sentence, leaving no human hope for rescue. King Darius, however, was consumed by guilt and worry. He spent the night fasting, avoiding distractions, and unable to sleep, a testament to his respect and concern for Daniel. At the break of dawn, the king rushed to the lion's den, his voice trembling with urgency as he called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" To his immense relief, Daniel answered from within the den, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight, nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty." Daniel 6:22. Daniel emerged unharmed, his deliverance standing as irrefutable evidence of God's power and faithfulness to those who trust in him. The lions, fierce predators by nature, had been miraculously rendered harmless. This was no coincidence or natural anomaly, but divine intervention, a vivid display of God's ability to protect his faithful servants against overwhelming odds. Judgment of the accusers. The miraculous rescue of Daniel not only affirmed God's power, but also set the stage for swift and decisive justice against his enemies. At King Darius's command, the very men who had conspired against Daniel, along with their families, were cast into the lion's den. Unlike the divine intervention that protected Daniel, the lions immediately overpowered the accusers, leaving no doubt about their ferocity and the supernatural nature of Daniel's deliverance. Darius's proclamation. Profoundly moved by the events, King Darius issued a public proclamation honoring the God of Daniel. His decree reflected a recognition of God's unique attributes and eternal reign. He is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed. His dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. Daniel 6:26-27. Themes and lessons. The story of Daniel in the lion's den resonates across cultures and generations, offering timeless lessons, cultural and religious significance. The story of Daniel in the lion's den has transcended its historical and religious roots to become a universal symbol of faith and deliverance. It is frequently depicted in art, literature, and music, serving as a reminder of the power of faith under persecution. For Christians, Daniel's ordeal prefigures the trials faced by early martyrs and serves as a model for standing firm in one's beliefs. In Judaism, the story reinforces themes of exile and divine protection, resonating deeply with the Jewish experience throughout history. Conclusion. The account of Daniel in the lion's den remains a beacon of hope and encouragement for people of all faiths. It reminds us that, regardless of the challenges we face, God's presence and power are sufficient to deliver and sustain those who trust in Him. Through Daniel's example, we are called to live lives of integrity, courage, and unwavering faith in the face of adversity. Like, subscribe, and comment to share your thoughts on Daniel's inspiring story.